Good morning, everyone. Myself, Priya Glory Lal, and I'm a nursing tutor of Rama College of Nursing. So today we are going to discussing about the brain tumor. So today our topic is brain tumor. So the first question is arising in your mind that what is tumor? First, we'll be discussing about the tumor. What is tumor? Tumor is nothing. It's just a abnormal multiplication abnormal multiplication, or you can say abnormal growth of the cell. Tumor is just an abnormal multiplication, or you can say abnormal growth of the cell. Next we'll move towards the definition. Now what is the definition of brain tumor? The brain tumor is defined as a collection or formation of mass. It's a collection or formation of mass within the brain, or you can say it's a abnormal multiplication. It's an abnormal multiplication of the cells. Okay. Next we'll move towards the definition. The term brain tumor is defined as collection or formation of mass in the brain. Next, the collection and formation of mass, it leads to increased ICP. It leads to increased ICP. Now the another question arises that why the ICP is increased in brain tumor. It is increased because there is a tumor which enclosed the vault. Next we will move towards the classification, that what is the classification of brain tumor. So there's a mainly two types of classification in the brain tumor. The first one is primary and the another one is secondary. Now what is the meaning of primary? The meaning of primary, the tumors arises in the CNS. Tumors arises in the CNS. And now what is the meaning of secondary? The secondary is defined as the tumor is metastasis, or you can say it malignant brain tumor. You can say it malignant brain tumor. Now in the primary is further divided into two parts. There is one is benign and the another one is malignant. Now what is benign? Benign is a non-cancerous cells. And what is the malignant? Malignant is defined as a cancerous cells. So as we discussed about in classification, that the brain tumors has mainly two types of classification, that is primary and the another one is secondary. Okay. Now what is the meaning of the primary? Primary are just tumors arises in the CNS. Now what is CNS? CNS is a central nervous system. Okay. Now what is the secondary? Secondary is nothing but it's just a tumor which is metastasis, or you could say malignant brain tumors. Next will we go further another topic that is types. Now we'll be discussing about the types. Types of brain tumor. As we already discussed that there is a classification which is divided into primary and secondary. Okay. primary, it contains glioma, pituitary adenomas, astrocytomas, and meningioma. Now, we'll be discussing about these types. Now, what is the meaning of glioma? Glioma is a kind of tumor which originates from the glial cells. Glial cells. And these glial cells are found in the CNS, means central nervous system, or PNS, peripheral nervous system. Now next we will be discuss about the pituitary adenomas. Pituitary adenomas, they are originate from the pituitary gland. Astrocytomas, these are the star-shaped cells which are found in the brain. And the another one is, that is meningioma. Meningioma, these are originates from the meninges. Meninges are what? Meninges are the covering of the brain. So these are the primary tumors. Next we will be discussing about the secondary tumors. Now what is the meaning of secondary tumors, which I have already told you. Secondary tumors are, they metastasis from the other organ to brain. Now what is the meaning of metastasis? Metastasis is just transfer from one organ to another organ, and these are the malignants. These are the only malignants, because the benign cells are not able to metastasize. Only malignant cells are able to metastasize. ठीक है, तो next malignant. Suppose if the patient is having breast cancer, or lung cancer, or skin cancer, or prostate cancer, or kidney cancer. These are the malignants. If these type of malignancy, if the patient is having, suppose if the patient is having breast cancer, lung cancer, skin cancer, prostate cancer, kidney cancer, it could be transformed to the brain. So these are the types of the brain tumor. Next we will be discussing about the discussing about the risk factors. Now what is the meaning of risk factor? Risk factor is who are more prone to catch the infection, or you could say tumor. Who are more prone? So there are some points. The persons who are smoking, if a person is having a family history of brain tumor, so it could be passed through the offspring. Another one, exposure of ionizing radiations. Next, we'll be moved towards the clinical manifestation. Next, we'll be moving toward the clinical manifestations. Clinical manifestation, or you could say sign and symptoms. First of all, the first symptom is patient is having, that is increased ICP. What is ICP? ICP is intracranial pressure which is increased. And next you will be see patient is having headache which is most common in the morning. Next you could see hemiparesis. What is hemiparesis? Is a one side of weakness. One side weakness. Other signs you can see, that is nausea and vomiting. Another one is anorexia. Anorexia is just a loss of appetite. Anorexia. When the patient is having increased ICP, that time we can see papillary edema. So these are the clinical manifestations of the brain tumor. Next, we will be discussing about the pathophysiology. As we already know, tumors are just a abnormal multiplication or abnormal cells growth. So first we will be see pathophysiology of the cell. Pathophysiology of the cell, that how the normal cell is transformed into abnormal cells. Okay. First, after a cell division, there is a two daughter cells. But in the case of tumors or cancer, the two daughter cells are separated. These are separated due to the mitotic spindle. Now the separated cell will make a structure. That is a cytoskeleton structure. The cytoskeleton structure will lead to oncogenesis process. Now what is the oncogenesis process? Oncogenesis process is only just it transforms the normal cell into the abnormal cell. It just transforms the normal cell into the abnormal cell. Next, now the pathophysiology of brain tumor. Due to any etiological factor, there is a formation of mass, or you can say collection of abnormal cells, which leads to increased ICP. Why the ICP is increased? Because the vault is enclosed. So there is no pathway to move CSF. Now what is CSF? CSF is a cerebrospinal fluid which is found in our brain and spinal cord. Okay, so there is no pathway to move CSF, which leads to increased ICP. Increased ICP, it may lead to damage of cells or brain death. Now we will be moving towards the diagnostic evaluation. Diagnostic evaluations. First of all, what is the first step of the diagnostic evaluation? First is history collection. First is history collection, and the another one is physical examination. Physical examination, and you can do another is neurological assessment. Neurological assessment. Further you go, CT scan or MRI scan. Now what is CT scan? CT scan is a computed tomography. In CT, we passes our ionizing radiations which form the picture of tumor, Next EEG. EEG is an electroencephalography. It records the brain activity. When the patient is having tumor, he might be supposed to having seizures, convulsions, or you can say epilepsy. So EEG will help in detect the brain activity. It will help to detect the brain activity. Either patient is having seizures or convulsions or epilepsy. Next, we will be moving towards the complications of brain tumor. Now, what are the complications of brain tumor? When the patient is having brain tumor, the first one complication is increased intracranial pressure. And the another one is when the patient is having increased ICP or the accumulation of CSF, because there is no pathway for the CSF to move from one place to another, so it will be leads the hydrocephalus. Another one is hydrocephalus. And the last complication, that is death. Due to the increased ICP, it causes our cells of the brain damage. It will lead to death. There's a mainly two types of therapy. There's a mainly two types of therapies which are given while the patient having tumor, or tumor could be benign or malignant. When the patient is having a malignant tumor, in that condition we are giving a radiotherapy, that is radiation therapy and chemotherapy. Now what is radiation therapy? In radiation therapy, we transform a ionizing radiations, or you could say isotopes, for the destruction of cells, or for their ability to reproduce. And in chemotherapy we use anti-neoplastic drugs via use of anti-neoplastic drugs we destruct or destroy the ability of cells to reproduce. So you got the difference between radiation therapy and the chemotherapy. What we are doing in the radiation therapy, we use ionizing radiations to kill, or you could say you destroy or destruction. We use ionizing radiation to kill or destroy the cell's ability to reproduce. And what we are doing in chemotherapy? In chemotherapy, we are using anti-neoplastic drugs to destruct or destroy or kill the ability of the cells to reproduce. Now we will be moving towards the surgical management. In surgical management, first we did partial resection of tumors. Another we could do complete resection of tumors, complete resections of the tumors, or you could, another thing is craniotomy. The term craniotomy is defined as, it's a surgical procedure. It is a surgical procedure to remove the tumor, or you could say it's a surgical procedure to remove the part of the skull. Now we'll be moving towards the nursing management. Nursing management of brain tumor. So we'll have to make a nursing diagnosis for the management. So what is the first diagnosis? First diagnosis is acute pain. Patient is having a tumor. He might be having a pain. It could be acute or could be chronic. Now here we are taking acute pain related to surgical interventions, or you could say diagnostic procedure. Now you are a nurse and your patient is suffered from the acute pain. So now what are the interventions? Of the pain management? First of all, we will be providing a comfortable position to the patient. Next, we will be checking what is the severity of pain. Now, how we will be checking that what is the severity and what is the level of pain? By using pain scale. We will provide a comfortable position. Then ask the patient that what type of pain you are having and what is the location. How much it is severe, severity of pain. Then we can give analgesics to the patient. after the doctor's instructions or as prescribed by the doctor. You could give analgesic. Now what is analgesic? Analgesic are just pain relief medicines, or you could say pain relief injection. These are the analgesics. Next diagnosis will be patient might be having anxiety because he knows because he is having a tumor. It could be malignant, it could be serious, it could be life threatening. So definitely patient will be having anxiety related to outcome of disease. Now you are a nurse and your patient is having anxiety, so you'll have to counsel him or her regarding the disease condition or disease process. So what are the interventions? Intervention, first of all, you'll have to provide psychological support to the patient. Psychological support to the patient. Then you'll have to explain each and everything about his queries. Explain everything about his queries and what is the expected outcome of the disease. You will have to explain what is the expected outcome of the disease. Now next we will be moving towards the now another one diagnosis is patient is having an altered nutritional pattern. Altered nutritional pattern. Why the nutritional pattern is altered? Because the patient is not well, he is having nausea, vomiting and loss of appetite. That's why his nutrition pattern is altered. Then what are the interventions? You will have to encourage the patient. You will have to encourage the patient to eat a little or frequent diets. Frequent diets which can easily digestible. You can ask the patient for his likes and dislikes. You can ask the patient for his likes and dislikes. You'll have to maintain the fluid and electrolyte balance. You'll have to maintain the fluid and electrolyte balance. So this is our nursing management. Next we are moving towards the summary. So today we have discussed about the brain tumor, that what is brain tumor, what is the classification of brain tumors, what are the types of brain tumors, what are the risk factors of the brain tumor, and what are the clinical manifestations of the brain tumor. Another one, that is pathophysiology, as we discussed, diagnostic evaluation, complication, management and the nursing management also. Thank you.